Hey guys, Jeff Schneider here, and I'm going to explain what I just played because it's a very cool sound. It's actually not that hard to play or understand, and it's really great for going outside the chord changes, getting just a really cool modern sound. So here's what's going on. The first thing you need to know is the interval of a perfect fourth. That's a very important part of this. So what's a perfect fourth? Well, if you think about the first note that I started on, which was an F, concert F, by the way, my D on the alto. Then the next note above that, the perfect fourth above that, would be a concert B flat. So that's the equivalent of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 semitones, or 5 half steps. Okay, so that's the perfect fourth. Now the other interval you need to know is a whole step, because what we're going to do is take that interval of a perfect fourth and start transposing it up whole steps. So if we started on F going to B flat, we're going to take that same interval but do it up a whole step. So instead of starting on F, what's a whole step up from F? G. That's right. Then we go from G up to a C. So the first set was, and then up a whole step, and then we just do it again. That's what I'm saying. It's not that complicated. Going up in whole steps. Check it out. So I went all the way up to that concert G flat. That was the last note that I played. Now, what I do at the end of the lick at the beginning of the video is a really nice variation on this pattern. So first of all, if I just did the same pattern coming down in sort of a reverse order like this, so starting on concert E flat and going down a perfect fourth, and then I would repeat that same interval but transpose down a whole step. So the first set was, that was E flat going to a B flat, and then transpose down a whole step, you go to a D flat followed by an A flat. So that would be the reverse of the way we came up. But the variation, this is the part this is what I actually did that I think sounds even cooler. The variation is going down a perfect fourth, and then instead of going down another perfect fourth a whole step below, you go up a perfect fourth a whole step below. And I know that sounds complicated, but let's just break it down a little bit more. We'll do it slow. So we're starting on the concert E flat, right? And we're going down a perfect fourth. That's E flat to B flat. And then what we're going to do is shift down a whole step. So the notes that we're dealing with now are D flat and A flat, which is a whole step down from where we just were. But instead of going down the perfect fourth, we're going to go up the perfect fourth. Sounds like this. You see? We went down a perfect fourth, and then we came up a perfect fourth, transposed a whole step below. Once you try it out on your instrument, I think you'll get the hang of this. It sounds complicated when you say it out loud, but once you put it on your instrument, you'll see it's quite simple. And then from there, you go down a perfect fourth, because that's what's next. Right? And then you go up a perfect fourth. And each time, I'm transposing down a whole step. So you go down a perfect fourth, transpose down a whole step. Go up a perfect fourth, transpose down a whole step. Go down a perfect fourth, and repeat. Going back and forth between going down the perfect fourth and then going up the perfect fourth. So the whole thing sounds like this. And you can take this all the way down the scale. And I just threw some extra rhythms in there. So I think the first thing that I played was this. The whole thing to take away from this is that taking perfect fourths and transposing them in whole steps is just a super cool sound. You don't have to worry about the chord changes that much here. It's really meant to take things outside the chord changes. So you don't really need to worry about staying within the harmony. And by the way, the reason it works so well outside of the chord changes is that the interval of a perfect fourth is so strong. It's so solid. It's a perfect interval. So when you move it around in whole steps, even if it doesn't fit the key, it still sounds good because it can hold its own. It doesn't need the support of the harmony below. So if you have questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Thanks for watching. I'm Jeff Schneider, and have fun with your fourths.